Investigators received removing items from the Hollywood Hills home and was believed to murder.
Bro, oh, I'm not sure that was, yeah.
We've got some updates on the David case because nobody knows where he is. He's no longer, and his manager broke his $20,000 a month lease. Now, I'm surprised that they can go and cancel the lease right away because this house is currently a crime scene. The guy responsible for putting David up in this home is this guy, Josh Marshall. So the home was technically under his name. Now, Josh Marshall was a big part of David's day-to-day life. So there's a lot of people online convinced that he had to have known that there was a 14-year-old girl living there. Because it's not just like Josh just threw David up into that mansion and let him go. He's with him planning his schedule, getting him to the recording studio, so he knows who's in that home. And I'm sure he was in there plenty of times. Now the homeowner, Mladen, said that Josh Marshall signed the lease in February 2024, the same month that Celeste was reported missing from her family's home in Lake Eleanor. Now she briefly returned to her hometown, but she vanished again in May of that year, 2024. This homeowner, Mladen, is doing a lot of talking. He told the Daily Mail that Josh, David's manager, asked him if he could
slap us on top sporter.
If he could go and terminate the lease last week. I mean, given the situation, I'm sure that the homeowner doesn't want this association to this murder to his mansion. I mean, I wouldn't want to go and live there after this. Wait. This article also notes that Josh asked to terminate the lease and has begun moving out both his and David's belongings. So Josh lived here as well. Things are starting to act.
Yep, I'm not gonna lie, gang. David might just be cooked. David is cooked. Unless if he can somehow prove that he didn't actually do it. Then yeah. Other than that, David, my boy, you're cooked. You are so deep. You are so deep in the fries. You're so deep.
And I wonder how much Josh knows. Wait, this kind of changes everything, because if Josh was living with David, then there's no doubt in my mind that Celeste was there as well. Mladen said that they're moving out this week. The moving trucks will be here soon. They've decided to move out because of the circumstances. Interesting. Also, I hope the police have approved of moving all this stuff. The owner says they didn't want to be there anymore, adding that he had no idea who David was, or that he was living at the home until his real estate manager told him about the raid. He said that this has been such a big shock. I'm trying to process everything, and I'm anxiously waiting for the story to conclude itself. It's very disturbing. We are all waiting for that ending. And also, I can't imagine being the homeowner and learning that this case went down in his home.
Investigators received removing items from the Hollywood Hills home David was believed to be staying in before heading out on tour. The house is a short distance from where the Tesla was impounded and taken to a tow yard.
Alright, so my question is, why did he actually leave the body in the Tesla? Because I heard, he left the body in the Tesla and went to go do his performance. Bro, this guy is so dumb. What are you doing? Why would you actually leave? I don't... Okay.
You guys an idea of how close the home is to the car? The home is right down here where this red dot is, and the car was found all the way up there. So really close, not even like half a mile, 0.1 mile. It would probably take me like, what, 2 minutes to walk around that corner. Now Mladen has spoken about Josh, and he claims that Josh was completely shocked by the investigation, had no idea this was happening under his roof. I mean, really, how did he get away with not only housing a minor in this home with this guy, but then eventually unaliving her, possibly stowing the body and then transporting it to Tesla.
Either way, he was cooked.
Mladen said, like everyone
every
else,
snitch story did it, he was cooked
for this, and how a girl's disappearance could slip through so many layers of responsibility. Are more people responsible for this other than the immediate ones? Who else is to blame? And I actually have a short list of people that we will go through in this video, including Josh. It's terrible. You never imagine for 1 second that a property you own can be dragged into something like this. It's a very safe neighborhood with lots of security. The police will have plenty of surveillance footage to work with.
Clearly didn't
Gosh,
do
I
a good
didn't
enough
even
job.
think about that. All the different cameras, the angles that you see what had happened to this Tesla. This comment reads, even if he has nothing to do with this girl's death, which I doubt, he should be thrown in jail for dating a minor. He's despicable. Recently there was a vigil that was held in memory of Celeste at Lake Eleanor. It looks like the community came together to go and honor
Yeah, man,
her
David is
after her
fucked,
death.
bro.
It
David
would
is
have been her
so fucked.
15th birthday like a couple weeks ago, which is so unfortunate to think about. Looks like they all gathered around 7 p.m. to go and share memories about Celeste, to go and comfort her family. Here's a news clip of some people who were at this vigil and what they had to say about this David situation.
Hal shows us the community remembered the teen with the candlelight vigil.
Tears flowing during an emotional candlelight vigil in Lake Elsinore. A large crowd gathering near a memorial on the street where Celeste Rivas once lived to mourn the 15-year-old's death.
I'm feeling heartbroken, devastated for hearing about the news. I didn't know Celeste personally, but it hits home.
Former classmates, friends Celeste grew up with,
What do you mean, bro? All these guys need
shaken by
that.
her
Celeste was
death.
dating
The
David.
family does currently have a GoFundMe page. It
Then
looks
the
like they
fuck-
did meet their
Alright.
20K to go and have a funeral for Celeste. They write, as many of you know, Celeste Rivas Hernandez has been identified as the body found last week. She was a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. Her family is heartbroken and devastated by the tragic loss. They are seeking help to lay her body to rest. Any funds you're able to donate will be greatly appreciated. It's so sick to think that this family is going through this, especially when you see social media posts like these ones of her sister posting throwback pictures of them when they were children. Now, to get into some technicalities, it does seem like a source said that Celeste, even though she was a missing person, she was in contact with her family still. And it looks like she was in contact for more than a year after being officially reported missing. So she was a missing person, but she was talking to her sisters or her cousins or her friends. And it looks like all messages
She was 11 in
these
the
people
fall.
were receiving on the daily stopped in late July or early August. So it
Wow, she was 11 years old. That's
window
crazy.
of when
16.
Celeste would have been on a lie. Interesting that his tour kicked off.
Bro,
August
David in that
5th.
photo looks like
So
Raheem
this
Sterling.
would be like kind of
Yeah, I'm not trying to
perfect
compare
alibi
him to
for him to say,
him.
"Oh, I didn't do anything."
But
to
yeah,
her.
I'm just saying
I
he
was
looks like
on
Raheem
tour."
Sterling.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was that August dates because he wanted to seem like he was gone when the crime occurred. DJ Academics recently leaked another song that David was going to release where he talks about hurting someone. Not only killing them, but doing it in a car. And the blood soaking into the
my
seats.
God.
I'm gonna
Oh
play it
my
right
God.
now. So he literally says, I've got time to kill. You've got
Bro,
time
these
to
songs are just
feel.
confessions at
We've
this
got
point.
blood to spill.
It's not even art, bro. It's just confession. He's just confessing his crimes on
bleeding out
on his albums, bro. It's just not it.
Wait, he just said, I've got a lawyer up.
Just confessions, bro. Just confessing.
He's laughing.
Mutter. Why did you do it to her? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought we were just having this talk about like joking about shit is weird, like joking around about death. Y'all are sitting here just making jokes. That I'm a pedo and a murderer, bro. Alright, bro, like, it's not jokes. You did stop trolling. Like, bro, like, what is, like, some of y'all just be typing some weird ass shit. Like some of y'all just literally just be typing.
I don't know, Marky. You might want to lawyer up. I mean, your friend David has. He has actually hired an attorney named Blair Burke, who's part of the Brettler firm. And I must say, like, I've dealt with the Brettler lawyers before. They are a law firm in Los Angeles. I've actually gotten familiar with so many different law firms. And there's certain tiers of them. There's like the ones who work for like the good guys, and the ones who cover for the bad guys. And let's just say that the Brettlers, that group, they like the bad guys, like Kanye West, Prince Andrew. But it looks like Blair Burke, one of the partners of the firm technically is called Burke Brettler. He is going to represent David, and he's made no statement so far. It's pretty crazy to see him representing this guy. But you know what? David's getting the most expensive, tough lawyer out here. I mean, could you imagine a world where his lawyer is able to kind of get him out of like free for this? I don't know. I mean, I feel like his case is kind of like shut and closed. Besides all of the songs and the receipts, the photos, the messages, the Discord, there's just such a clear story here. Even his tour, his alibi, in my opinion, seems like a cry for people to realize what he had done. I mean, the fact that he included a casket and he had a funeral as people went to go to sing about unaliving people. I mean, the guy was just having fun with this entire situation, which is why I think everyone was pretty much painted as guilty. The only person I have empathy for in this situation is Celeste and her family. I could care less what David's going through. This person writes, she lied about her age. Well, honestly, I don't care if she lied about her age. I mean, you literally pretty much kidnapped her. She became a missing person. But they also write, this is
or she could have just run away from home.
She's visibly a child. You're telling me that he looked at this girl and thought she was 19? She was 12 for 6 months after he turned 18. David is a sick F. And to try to defend him makes you just as sick. Oh my gosh. It's so morbid even seeing her face. I'm sorry, Celeste. Like, rest in peace to your soul. That is so sad. The world failed her. This woman, Kaylee, is one of the organizers of the vigil that Celeste had in her hometown in her honor. And I wanted to include a clip of her talking about the moments where she saw Celeste. And I mean, keep in mind that little girl that we just saw on the screen. I mean, she was so little that the neighbors never really probably ever thought of her like as a potential victim in this case involving a rapper. It is so sick and demented, and I wanted to include this clip.
Mike Elson, our neighbor, recalled seeing Celeste walking home from school before she ran away. She created the memorial, giving everyone a place to grieve.
Even though I didn't know her, I just couldn't even breathe, knowing that a child had to go through that. My nephew went to school there since kindergarten, and I just want to say, just as a whole, if it was my daughter, I wouldn't want her to be forgotten. I just want justice for this little girl, because whatever happened to her, it wasn't just an accident. I don't want her to be forgotten.
Shout out to all those people who keep exposing David, talking about him, those artists who are going back on their connection to him and trying to disassociate.
Like I said, man, I've way David is involved. I don't know how he's gonna get himself out of this one. Honestly, don't even know.
Sorry, I was spotted in a stream with him. But yeah, I do feel like there's more people involved than just David.
There's even a clip where he told him to delete everything. I'm gonna see if we can find that video.
So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, and we will be on top of this case until he is behind bars. What do you guys think? And I'll see you in a new one soon.